Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Law of Attraction Oracle reading. This one is for the collective, so wherever it resonates with you, take it, and if it don't, carry on. You know how to deal with it. All right, so if you're new here, what I do is I'm teaching Law of Attraction, and what I mean by Oracle is there's just so many lessons and techniques and everything. To teach it all in one video would be impossible. It took me years. So I let the guidance of divine decide what message you need to hear today, or what would be most beneficial in your journey to hear at this moment. So if you're catching this video, good chance there's a message in here, or a technique, or something that you can use to better your attraction factor. Alrighty? Nothing's popping out here yet. Oh, just as I said that. Look at that. All right. Hang on. Okay, let's get... Whew. See what we got here so far. Let's make sure they're all going to fit here in the picture. Put in there. Yep. Okay. Two more sorts. Two more, Spirit. 1 and 2. There we go. Oh, I bent that one. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. So, Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death. Choose life. Okay? Now, this is where, like I've said before, everything has a positive and a negative charge to it. Okay? And in everything you can choose. You have the free will to choose which end of the stick you want to interact with. Okay? Everything. So life is the positive end. Death, obviously, is the negative end. So what they're saying here is that in everything that you encounter in your experience, you have the choice to choose the positive, flowing, energetic way, or death, the spiral, the downward spiral of negativity, low vibe. You have that choice. And it's telling you to choose life. Choose positive, which is growth and expansion and life. Okay? Breathe in that good ass prana, baby. It's your life force. Now, all through the ethers around us, plasma, ethers, source, it doesn't matter what label you have on it. It's all around us. And when you breathe in, you are breathing in all that electrical energy, which is all information. Okay? And as you breathe in that good ass prana, your life force is picking out all the bits of information that it needs to grow, to have ideas, to charge batteries, to everything that your body needs electrically. As you breathe in, it takes that right out of the air that you are breathing in. There's information in there that when you are vibrating at whatever vibe you are at, the information you pull in will match that. So breathe it in. Pick a good vibe. Choose life. and life force. See this? Look at that. Choose the positive vibe. And as you breathe in, you will pull in more information that matches that vibration. And therefore, you get your good ideas and your um, awesome moments of bing, light bulb on, yay, there's the answer. Stuff like that, okay? Breathe it in. And breathe in. When you're focusing on breathing, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? Breathe in through your nose, and as it reaches the very top of your sinuses and does that dramatic dip down, it deposits that plasma, that information right there at your blood brain barrier. On the other side is your pineal gland. There's a reason why your sinuses are shaped that way. It's the second the air does that drop down the back of your throat, it leaves the particles of the plasma behind at that blood brain barrier. That spot is the only spot in your entire skull that there is basically no skull there. It's just the blood brain barrier, okay? There's a reason for that, because that is the closest spot to the outside world there, where the oxygen comes in carrying all that wonderful information, okay? So, and you breathe out through your mouth so that you're releasing your carbon dioxide and all the other things. You're pulling out toxins out of your lungs and everything. If you breathe out through your mouth, then none of that goes past that same spot, okay? So, I mean, when you're doing focused meditative breathing, you should breathe that way. When you don't know that when you're sleeping or whatever, a lot of we breathe in and out through the nose or in and out through the mouth, whatever's comfortable. But if you're intentionally meditating or purposely trying to raise your vibe and all that, then breathing techniques are very powerful. And also, I mean, it goes so much deeper. If you want to look up the Wim Hof method, there is a whole another huge avenue of techniques and reasons why it would be advantageous to learn about breathing techniques and how beneficial to your body that these different techniques can be. Cold plunging, everything. There's so much information there. Just Google it. You'll see. Okay? You have to believe it in order to see it. So how is that? A lot of people say, well, I'll see it too. If I see it, I'll believe it. And that is true too. And it goes that way too. Believe it in order to see it. Okay? This is the cycle. This is so this is where your imagination comes in. All right? When you're imagining things, your psyche doesn't know if it's a past, present, or future thing. It's all, everything is now. Okay, so, and that's what your third eye is about. Because if you're trying to manifest something that you don't have, it's pretty hard to believe it, that it's even possible. I get it. I mean, man, been in some situations where it's pretty damn hard to believe that anything's good could ever come of it, right? And if you can't see it with your two eyes because you've never experienced it before, how are you supposed to believe it? Because we all know with the law of attraction, you must feel the emotion. You must believe it even possible in order for it to manifest. Well, how is that possible when most people have to see it? Well, that's where your imagination comes in, okay? That's what the third eye is about, all right? You got your two physical eyes that see what's going on around you so you don't run into stuff, and so that you can function as a 3D meat suit. But when you close your physical eyes, your third eye can create images by what you're thinking about. And when you see it through your third eye, then you're seeing it. Okay? And if you can create that image in your mind, in your mind's eye, if you can create the image of what you are attempting to manifest, you can begin to feel it, because then you can see it to believe it. And then when you can believe it, you've created that emotional energy and motion flowing, so that the magnetic field that you're creating from that electrical flow becomes magnetic, and it becomes, in whatever you are feeling, you attract more of it. So when you believe it, in order to see it, that's possible, right? So if you have to close your two eyes and use your mind's eye to see it in order to get that belief going, then that's what you got to do. Okay. There is so much here. Oh, I'm just looking at the rest of it here. How you treat yourself tells others how to treat you. And it does. And you don't even have to say anything. Again, this is your whole vibration. When you look down on yourself and you criticize yourself for what maybe you were unable to do that day, or however you criticize yourself, you're bringing yourself down to a low vibe. Okay. And then when you interact with other people, it's that vibration that interacts with them. So therefore, that's what you draw out of them. And then they match that vibration when they talk with you. So if in your heart you're criticizing yourself, and then you match up with someone else, guess what their thoughts are going to be? They're going to be critical of you, because that's the energy that you are putting out. Okay. Also, even when you say things out loud, but I'm talking on a more subtle thing. Okay. To receive the most benefit from your rest, always sleep with your feet to the west. All right. Now you can Google this and do some searching, but basically, long story short, we have the energetic field that comes out through the top of our head and goes down into the ground under our feet and gets neutralized by the ground, and then, like a siphon, as you think and put things out the top of your head, it pulls up through your feet to replace that energy you just put out. And that's grounding. That's the energy coming from the ground up into your body. Okay. So, but when you sleep, all right, you disconnect from the ground. Like you when you lay down, it's like pulling the battery out of the toy and putting it down. Like it disconnects. So then, and you fall asleep, and all your heart is what keeps that energetic field functioning, and everything else in your body kind of just goes on to float mode, you might say. And you recharge your battery. Your body is your battery. You recharge it while you sleep, because nothing else is on, and you're not connected to everything that's going on in the world and all the energies in the world. You've kind of enclosed your thing. But what direction you sleep, because the earth has that same thing, that same toroidal field around it, but it goes the other way. It comes in through the top and out the bottom. So if you are laying, there is research on this. Okay, I'm not just making this up. You can go search it. If you are laying with your head facing the north, then it's like your energy is butting against the other. It's a push against, when you have two magnets together and they repel against each other. It makes the flow restrictive and creates inflammation, because inflammation is heat, and friction is heat. So when you have two energies against each other, it's frictioning, and you're creating inflammation in your body. When you're trying to rest, you're trying to recharge, yet here you are fighting against the energies. Okay. And the opposite way, if you sleep with your feet to the north, then it's same concept, only instead of friction, it's the opposite. It's going much faster than what your body is at a rest state. So your body may not need to work as hard for the flow to happen, because you're in line with the flow of the earth. Okay. So although you may not be creating inflammation, you're not necessarily recharging your battery either. So, because it's like a siphon, if the Earth's magnetic fields and energetic toroidal fields move faster than your human body. So when you lay down with your head to the south, it's like it sucks it right out of your head, like it faster than what you're naturally at a sleep state trying to do, and it literally pulls it out of your head. Okay. So you're not getting any help that way sleeping. But when you cross ways, all right, cross the flow, then it just happens around you. When you unplug from the earth and go to sleep and everything shuts down and everything, the only thing you want is your own body to recharge. It's like being on a trickle charge your phone. Okay. When you use that phone as it's charging, it's hard on your battery, right? So if you're not using it, if you are unplugged and just charging from your heartbeat is like your generator, and everything else is on sleep mode, your battery charges throughout the night. Okay. Now, you will find, if you do your research, there's lots of health issues that come with north-south sleeping, whichever way. Mostly if your head is the north, that is the hardest on your body, because it creates inflammation. It's a lot of friction there energetically. The other way doesn't necessarily harm you in inflammation wise, but it makes it harder for your body to actually recharge. That's like using your phone while you're charging it. It's just coming out faster than your body's replacing it. Okay. When you go east-west, there is scientific stuff, data that says that with your head to the west, there doesn't seem to be any negative stuff to it. So, if you have to, that's okay. But if you do it with your head to the east and your feet to the west, then they find that through the scientific results, and what do you call that? Trials or whatever. Your beta and theta rhythms and all your REM sleeps and everything, they function the absolutely best they can when your head is facing towards the east. And I believe that's because that's where the sun comes up. So it's like all a natural, it wakes you up and lifts, you get up with the sun and you plug back into the earth when you stand up, right? But yes, search it yourself. With your feet to the west. I said it that way because it rhymes and it's easy to remember. But the key is you want your head to the east. Basically, where the sun comes up, that's the direction you want your head facing. And you'll find that you're having deeper dreams, less nightmares. Your heart rate is better, your blood pressure is better, there's no inflammation, you feel more recharged when you wake up, all sorts of things, and your heart rhythms are good, and you reach all your different states of sleep, everything. Okay. And like I said, Google it and deep dive that yourself. But if anybody is having issues sleeping or waking up with headaches and stuff like that, maybe it's the direction you're sleeping. Okay. Instead of rearranging your whole bedroom, try it. Just sleep whatever on your bed. Just switch on your bed which way you're sleeping and try it for a couple of nights and see if that helps. Okay? Learning your invisible body part is as important as learning to walk. All right? They don't teach you about your invisible body part. In fact, they tell you you're crazy, and there's a reason for that. And it is as important as learning to walk, because when you learn how to access this invisible body part, and when you learn how to not just access it but use it as if it's one of your limbs, okay? It is literally a body part. It comes from within. It's part of your central nervous system, which is a physical part, but obviously you can't see it. It's inside you. But the extension of that nervous system is your aura. Okay, that's your best way of explaining it, but it is an electrical field that surrounds your body, and it is an direct extension of your internal nervous system. Okay, that's your electrical system, and it goes through all your chakras and everything. And it is as important to learn how to use that body part as it is to learning to walk. Okay, you're not going to get anywhere in life unless you learn to walk. Of course, if you have physical issues, but even then, you get a wheelchair, you do something, you still need to get around. But if you don't even know about your invisible body part, you never learn how to use it. And there's a reason for that. We'll get to that in another time. But they didn't want you to know this invisible body part because it's connected to this. That invisible body part is your magnetic field that you have control over, that determines how your life plays out. It determines what experiences you experience. Okay? I invite you to, I have a complete video simply on your invisible body part. Okay? Let me hang on here. Oh, didn't mean to hit the camera there. There's your central nervous system. Okay? The negative comes in the bottom, your chakras, your heart is the vortex, is your generator. It turns the negative, empty replacement charge into a positive, usable charge for your body, and out through your head is your invisible part that you don't see, the electrical charge. Okay, I have a whole video on this. It's called Your Invisible Body Part. If you don't know the mechanics of how the electrical system in your body works, I invite you to go watch that. Once you understand how the flow of electricity works in your body and how your mind is a part of that, then you will understand how important it is. Okay, so this card tells me that somebody needs to go watch that video. Go check it out. It's on my page, and it explains the electrical system in your body. Okay, and it is so important. Most people don't even know it exists, let alone learn how to use it. But it is just as important. It is the most important body part you have, because with that, everything else is created. Okay. Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. Where there is no forward thinking, where there's no imagination that creates your existence, because you attract everything to you through your vision, through your seeing it to believe it. Okay, all that stuff. That's where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there's no vision, they choose death. There is no life. Okay, take that step, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment. If you get an intuitive pull, or if you're visualizing things and opportunities are brought to you, and you get this idea, oh, maybe I should do that, or maybe I should do that, but you're afraid, or this is new new areas. Of course, it's going to be a little scary. You've never experienced some of these things before. But if you just take that little step, it doesn't matter how small a step it is, just a little step, just turn the right direction. Keep those thoughts the visualizations going, even if that is the only little step you take. Okay? Take that step, because it's like driving in the dark. All right? Your headlights come on, and you see, say, 200 feet in front of you with those headlights. All right? You can't see what's after that, but you know there's a road there. Okay? You know it's there. And when you take that one step farther, guess what? At the other end of that 200 feet, you see that one step a little farther. So as you step, more things become available to your vision that will add to what you're visualizing. So you may not, from where you are, you may not see that just 2 steps in, there's the answer you were looking for, or whatever. So take that step. It may seem insignificant, but that step here will reveal something out there that you couldn't see before. All right? Match the frequency of what you want in order to create it. All right? That will come if you go watch the video of the invisible body part. That will make total sense. But basically, what we're looking at here is when you think of things, the energy flowing through you from your feet to your head, that energy, just like the wires in your house, the energy flowing through it, creates a magnetic field in the perpendicular direction. So as the energy flows from your feet through your head, it creates a magnetic field that matches that emotion of the thoughts. Okay, it's the thoughts that make the electricity move. It allows it to flow. So whatever your thoughts are that are making that electricity flow, the emotion with it, energy and motion, creates that magnetic field perpendicular to the flow, so outwards from your body, of that frequency. Okay, now the only thing that can match with that frequency, for instance, the law of attraction is like attracts like. Okay, that doesn't mean positive attracts positive, because if you know magnets at all, if you try to put positive together with positive, it pushes away, or negative to negative, it pushes away. Okay, like attracts like is not positive and negative attracts. What it means is this emotion, this frequency attracts more of the same frequency. Okay, so if you are putting out a frequency of love and it's magnetically out for you, then other frequencies of love blend with it. And it blends because it's like soluble. It's the same. So it effortlessly becomes the same because it's the same. It's like your radio station. When you tune into one radio station, you're only listening to the same frequency that you've tuned into. Okay? The other radio stations are still playing, but you're not absorbing it. Your radio is not playing it because you've tuned into a specific frequency. All right? So if you want to create something, you got to figure out first, what is that frequency that I'm trying to match? Where do I tune my radio station in to get that frequency, to get that station? All right? So a quick way is, how do you feel? So if you want something, usually people want something because they think they're going to feel better in the having of it. Most people don't want something bad. They usually want something good, or at least in their perspective, good for them or whatever. So how do you think you will feel when you have it or when you create it? How do you think that will feel? Because that feeling, that emotion, energy in motion, that's what you have to match. So let's say you're attracting, I don't know, let's do you want to attract an apple, but right now you're thinking oranges. Okay? You got to start thinking apples in order to attract apples. It has to be the same. Do you get what I'm getting here? So if you never, um, if you never had an apple before, you can only imagine what it must taste like. So, but if you think it's going to taste good, then think of something else that you know tastes good. Get that feeling of, ooh, that tastes so good. And then think of apples while you're, ooh, that tastes so good. Then you're matching the frequency of what you're trying to attract. Okay. So obviously it's going to be something more that you're attracting to you, but you get what I'm getting at. The frequencies have to blend in order for it to be welcomed into your experience of your vibration. Okay? If you're not matching what you're trying to create, it's just going to pass you by every time. It will, because you have to match the vibration in order for it to be welcomed into and received by your vibration. Okay? All right, let's do a manifestation card. And I'm hoping there's something here that maybe triggered a change for somebody, that they can, the smallest little step in the right direction will change everything at the other end. All right? Like when you build a house and you're putting your foundation in, if that foundation is at this end, if you turn your thing just a hair, a little bit down 100 feet down the foundation, that's a whole different spot. It doesn't even line up. It's a whole different spot. Okay, same thing. Tune your thoughts just a little different. Take that step, and boom, you have literally created an entirely new life just by taking that step. All right. Okay, let's see what manifestation card we have. Whoop. All right. It jumped out. And look, jump for joy. Boy, did it ever jump. All right. There you go, if you want to screenshot that. Jump for joy. You can lift your frequency, accelerate manifestation, and change your whole life with this powerful visualization technique that can be done in less than 30 seconds. Imagine that you just received your desire and see yourself jumping for joy, right? You must match the frequency of what you want in order to create it. So, what is it you want? How do you think you're going to feel when you get it? So imagine yourself already getting it or already experiencing it, whatever it is you're trying to create. And then soak it. All right. Woohoo! Oh, I'm so happy and grateful I got this. Or I'm so happy and grateful I met this person. Or I'm so happy and grateful I got that job. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Celebrate as if it already happened and soak that emotion for all you got, and that will accelerate the manifestation of it. And in some cases, it will make the manifestation even better than you could have imagined, just simply because you're riding that frequency of joy. Okay, so yes, see it in your third eye so you can believe it in your heart, so that you can see it. So you can believe it in your heart, so you can match the frequency, so you can see it in real life. And jump for joy, celebrate, soak that emotion for all it's worth, and bring it to you ASAP. Simple things like this can literally change the whole trajectory of your life. All right? Okay, so there's your reading for today. I hope that helped somebody make that little step that changes everything. Bless you all. Like, subscribe, all that stuff for the algorithms, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.